My name is Dion Davis. This is the Dion Davis Show called Positivity is the Way to Go. My guest today, she's a friend of mine, and she also is an artist, producer, composer, and a part of Coffee Jazz Collective. It is an honor to welcome my guest today, Miranda Raven. I hope you're having a great day. Welcome her to the show.
Hi, Dion. Thank you so much for having me on the show. I am looking forward to being here, and I'm gonna start off with an original song of my own. This song is a song I wrote actually before all of this kind of COVID stuff started hitting, and it's been a pretty crazy couple of years. So this song is a song I wrote called "World Stops." Maybe when the world stops, we can live our lives side by. Maybe when the world stops, we can feel real life. Maybe when the world stops. This world, this life, is it something that we thought of? Is it something we decided before living on someone along all humans? Lately, I find myself in the flowers, the trees. They see all around me. But maybe if it all were to end, I never have to begin. I just be in eternity. Yeah. Maybe when the world stops, we can live our lives side. Maybe when the world stops, we can feel real life. Maybe when the world, baby, when the world, baby, when the world at this garden alive, pacing inside my thigh. Hurry, it's my life. I'm running from, 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 running from. Stop running
Wow, what a great performance by Miranda. That was one of her original songs. I was so excited and pumped. I was like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Thank you. Thank you, Dion.
So we gonna get started today. Great performance, but it's the honor to have you on the show today. Let's start with some questions. What do you think about like mental health? Do you think how important do you think it is for people to get help with with things that they are dealing with, dealing with the circumstance that we dealing with the virus and other components of the world right now?
That's a great question. I think especially with everything that's been going on so far. I honestly am a strong believer in mental health awareness and being not just awareness but also action. Right, like I think we need to not just be aware of mental health, but we need to do something about each of our own mental health. Every mental health is not just for people who have mental illnesses. Mental health is something everybody, I think, should be aware of, and everybody needs to take care of their own personal mental health status. Just like you would with your physical health. I think that sometimes we think just because it's not something tangible, that it's not valid, right? Our feelings and our mental state and our emotions, but they're very important. At least I found, especially especially in the busy world that we have today and everything that's been going on. So yeah, I think it's
Yeah,
incredibly
that was
important.
a great, fantastic answer, Miranda. What a great question. I got another question. What do you think about relationships? Of any kind.
Relationships of any kind. Can you give me something more specific? Like what specifically are you asking? By like more
Uh,
so, do I think they're good or bad, or do I
yeah,
think
yeah,
they're
yeah. What do you, yeah, do you think a lot of relationships are good or bad? What do you think? What is your opinion on?
like just in general, like people's relationships, or
Yeah,
do you
yeah,
think
people's
have
relationship, yeah, in general, yeah.
romantic relationships or family or just like
It could be family, all of the above.
okay, all right. Well, I would say for me, I think relationships. I think we're social creatures. We are supposed to be connected to other people. I think that relationships are important. I don't think anybody can, human beings were not meant to necessarily live totally alone, in total isolation. But I do think everybody, it's good to have your alone time. I think it's good to be self reliant and be able to take care of yourself and take responsibility for your own actions. However, I think it is also good to be vulnerable and be in healthy relationships with people, whether that's your family members, friends, or romantic relationships. I think having each of those, I think that friends and family are the two most important ones personally. And then I think romantic relationships can be very helpful. But with romantic relationships, because they're the deepest level of intimacy that you're going to have, I think that it's important to make sure that you have connections. Your romantic connections are some of the ones that you need the most. It's the most specific, right? Not everybody is good for a romantic connection, but anybody, you can be friends with anybody. I really truly believe if both people want to be friends with each other, they will be. And that's, friendship is something that's very, again, underestimated, underrated. I would say friendships are underrated. People just want to either they either want you to be their boyfriend or girlfriend, and if that's not happening, or they want to have sex with you, and if that's not happening, then no, I don't want to be your friend. So I think that personally, I think that friendship is actually a very, very valuable thing, and I think it should be the base to any other relationship, whether it's your family members should be your friends. And sometimes it doesn't, sometimes it doesn't always work that way, right? But if you can have your family members be friends and you can be, feel comfortable with them, that's good. If you can't, sometimes you sometimes you have to wait. Sometimes it's not good timing to be friends with certain people at certain times. So, but you can still treat them as a friend in terms of you can treat people in your life with respect and try to understand them and try to have compassion for them. And that's what friendship is all about. Like loving kindness is about just really having that genuine compassion and care for another person. So I think
Okay.
that relationships are important for those reasons.
Yeah, because I don't like that boyfriend girlfriend tag. Like if you ain't married at all, you could people pretty much do whatever they want to today on Earth. So that boyfriend girlfriend label it's like non-existence nowadays. Because I be thinking I'm like, oh, they like that's my boyfriend, that's my girlfriend. I'm like, man, is that really a tag when you got another girl or another dude on the side? Like what why you labeling yourself?
Yeah, yeah. Right, right. It depends on, I guess it depends, right, on what you want. I think a relationship is about the people involved. You know, how you want to do your relationship when you're with somebody, that's between you and that person, right? That it's not about what society tells you what being a girlfriend or boyfriend is. I think personally, I think it's about what do you want to how do you want to run, almost like if you're running a business, how do you want to run a business, right? How do you have to think about when you're running a business, just like you run this, you have to think about how do I want to run it, what do I want to do, how do I want to, like this interview right before, right, we were asking, I asked you, okay, how
Yeah.
do you want to do this, right? And so that's something you always have to ask, is how do I want to do this? And I think when you're in a relationship with another person, you have to ask that other person, okay, how do we want to do this, right? How do we want to go about this? What's important to us? What's important to you? What's important to me? What can we do together? What can we work on together? What are times that we need to be alone? Where people need to ask these questions in relationships, and a lot of people don't. They just get in a relationship. They don't even ask. They don't ask no questions. They just get right. Oh, you look cute. Let's get together. You know, before really one asking, what do I want from this? What am I going to learn? How am I going to grow? How is this person going to bring me to the next level? Right? Those are the questions that I don't think a lot of people ask.
Music and everything.
Sorry. For some reason, can you say that again? For some
Yeah.
reason, I lost it on my end.
I said, what made you want to make music? Like, what inspires you to do what you're doing today?
Well, I've always loved music. I'm trying to think if there was one particular thing. I think it was just playing it as a kid, and I started with singing. Vocals was the first thing that I really started doing. Is I would just sing along. I learned all the preschool. In preschool, I would sing all the songs on the way home. I would go stand on the picnic table and perform, pretend that it was a concert, and be like, "Welcome to my show. Hi, everyone." And how kids do. So that's I guess that's where I got my bearings, is the picnic table concerts, and then it was the playground concerts. I remember when I was in middle school, I was obsessed with the girl group Destiny's Child. I was really obsessed with them
Oh yeah,
when I was a
Beyonce.
girl.
Yeah,
Yeah, I loved the
I
Destiny's
am a
Child.
survivor.
Yeah, right. And so I had two other girlfriends, and we were in fourth grade, right? We were little kids, and I remember we pretended we were music stars, like pop stars, and so we pretended like we were Destiny's Child, and so we would learn the songs. We would spend all afternoon rehearsing, and we would learn the songs, and I would like we come up with dance moves, and we actually like wanted to be like a real group. Like we called ourselves the Playground Girls, and we would go to the yeah, right. No, it's like so funny to when I'm talking about it, thinking about it myself. But we'd go to the dome, we'd have our little dance moves, and we'd dance. I would make up all the moves, and I was real, I was real bossy. Probably, I was like, well, this is how we're gonna do it. I knew exactly how I wanted things to go, and just so now I realize that I was kind of practicing, without really thinking about that wanting, being an aspect of my life, being a musician. But I just was doing it because it was fun. I used to make little videos and interview people just like we're doing now, just like Oprah. I used to do all of those kinds of things when I was a kid. So I think it just came from that, just having fun as a kid and playing around with it. And it was fun for me. And it still is fun. So, you know, yeah.
Yeah, you was the Beyonce. You was gonna be the Beyonce of the group, because that's what I would. That's what I think you would have been.
I was definitely the boss. I'm sure I was
Yeah,
bossy. Not bossy in a mean way, but just kind of I know what I know. I have a vision. I know what we're gonna do, and I would I was the one that's like, all right, let's get it together, you guys. Let's
let's
practice and
start. Let's
let's
go.
do it. I was the one that I remember being the one that was like being like, all right, let's do it, and I got them together and got them into it. Rope lassoed them into it. Uh, so that was I think that's just my personality. I like to get people together to like, come on guys, let's go.
You
So
you the point guard. You the point guard. The point guard always get them going and facilitate the offense and everything. Yeah, you get over here, big man. Go over there. You gonna shoot the three. You stand in the corner. Or you set that defense.
yeah. I'm not good with basketball, but yes, that sounds right. That sounds about right to me.
It's okay, Miranda. Some people don't like sports. Some people do.
Oh, I mean, I'm not saying I don't like it. I just don't really watch it. That's all. But I'm not like
Okay,
yeah.
I'm a sports fanatic though. I've been watching sports since I was little and everything. I used to watch baseball when I was 6 with my dad and everything. I think personally, baseball is very boring. I don't. That's why I can't watch a whole game. But I like basketball and football though. It's entertaining to me, but baseball is boring, and I think golf is so boring too. They like as he hits it off the tee, and you can hear the birds
Yeah.
chirping. That means the sport is boring when you can hear when you're not hearing nobody talking at all.
Yeah. No, I hear you. I'm like that. I was like that too. I just didn't never liked. I played softball and I was terrible at it. I was in the outfield, and I was like, I would like sing. I would like sing in the outfield. I would be like somewhere else in the out, literally in left field. So for me, I stopped doing softball after a while because I realized that but I did play field hockey and lacrosse, which were very more. They were. I was a midfielder, so I was doing the running. Like I was one of the people doing all the running back and forth, and I like to be active all the time myself too. So I like sports where there's action. I like
Yeah,
lacrosse.
that's dope.
Yeah,
That's dope. I ain't even know that about you, Marin. I ain't even know you play lacrosse and all that.
I did. Yeah, I did.
Oh,
I
okay,
did
you
all
was
kinds of
good.
stuff.
You
I
was
was
cross checking them and stuff, right? You was getting
I
those
was o-
goals.
I
They're
was
like
okay.
Miranda goals.
I was okay. I was okay. I was good. I'm a good runner though. I will say that.
Track and
I've always
field,
been a good
Miranda.
runner. I'm
You
not.
can
I
run
don't
those
do.
miles, run
I
those
never did.
laps.
I actually never did any of that though. I probably
Oh,
could have. I
okay.
could have done well. Probably. I just never tried that because I did. Field hockey and lacrosse, which took up the took up the fall and the spring season. So, but I tried everything. I'm just one of those people that I like to try a lot of different things. So I'm
Oh,
always
okay.
trying something.
It's okay. Hey, I be trying foods and everything. It may be nasty, but I like,
Oh.
man, this new. Let me try this food out.
What's like the weirdest? What's the weirdest food you just recently tried?
Recently tried. I do not know off the top of my head because I be eating a lot of food, and I don't know.
I think the weirdest food I thought about trying was beef tongue. I almost had beef tongue tacos yesterday,
Oh,
but I
okay.
but I didn't do it.
Some people out there be eating octopus and grasshopper. I would never try that stuff. I'm good.
Octopus.
Those are animals. Mammals. I'm not trying to no chocolate at all. Man, no grasshopper chocolate.
Ooh,
Sorry,
delicious.
that don't sound delicious to me at all.
I'm just playing with you.
Okay, yeah, you such a killer, Miranda.
I know, I do. I like to. I'm kind of silly at heart.
Uh, It's ain't nothing wrong with that. I don't like that too. I be tweaking all
I
the
like
time.
to be, yeah. Mhm.
I like to be animated, get excited. Life is exciting. Every day is exciting to me. But I got. Well, I'm gonna get you out on this before your next performance of Only Love. Um, what is one thing you could change about the world? What is one thing that if you could change about the world, you would change right now in this present moment?
Um, I would want people to have a deeper level of understanding for each other. Because I think that when people are able to do that and they can understand all things on a deeper level and things not just on one level, but like be like, oh, wait, this is happening. Okay, this person's communicating this and they're saying this because of this, and this that they went through, if that makes sense, right? You have to look at the person and go, why are they doing what they're doing? Oh, because da 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 da. What makes you do that? What makes you ask those questions is wanting to seek understanding. So when you want to understand something and go, how does this person work? You have to look at everything. It makes you have to look at everything because you cannot understand something truly if you're not looking at everything. If you say, well, this, it's going to be if I go to the party, if I if I go to the party, it's gonna be boring and I'm not gonna like anybody. And you don't even know, you haven't gone to the party, but you're like, it's gonna be boring. I'm not gonna like anybody. It's a waste of time. Those are all lies, okay? Because it's like, can you really prove that that's what's gonna happen when you go to the party? Like, let's talk about the science, right? The science says no. That's not going to actually. There's nothing to say that you don't know, right? In other words, science can tell us we actually don't know what we're talking about half the time. Half the time that we're running our mouth about this or that, we don't know what we're talking about. Okay? So when we realize that we don't know what we're talking about, you don't have to stress anything. There's nothing to be nervous or anxious or whatever about because we don't know. We don't know. Why use all this energy? I said this to somebody one time the other day. I said because they didn't hear from me or something. They reached out to me. I didn't get back to them, and at that time because I was busy, and they were tweaking. They were freaking out. They're like, "Oh my god, I didn't hear from you," blah, blah, blah. And they were freaking out. And so I said, why did you freak out? Why did you? I've told you before. Usually, if I don't answer, I'm usually busy. And they said, well, I don't know. I thought that you were da da da. I thought you were blah blah blah. I said, well, but did you know that for sure? Were you sure about that? And he goes, no, I wasn't sure about it. I said, well, if you're gonna use all that energy, why were you using that energy to get so worried? Why don't you just use all that energy and get excited? Like, oh gosh, I can't wait to see. I can't wait to talk to her. I guess she's busy right now because she's doing something awesome. Okay, great, whatever. Like just like you. Why if you're gonna use the energy, why bother? Either way, you don't know, right? Either way, you don't know what the truth is.
Yeah,
So you might as well assume the positive or assume that everything's fine, right? Then get yourself all in a tizzy for no reason. But that's the
yeah,
thing is that a lot of people, I think that that's what understanding is about. It's about being able to really see what is happening in your life and what's happening outside of you so you can have communications with people that are clear because you can understand where they're coming from and they can understand where you're coming from, and it makes the connection much much easier, much smoother. The people are not arguing because they understand each other. And so that would just bring so much peace and so much just you know. So I think that if people could truly understand, I think that would be the one thing that I would want people to to be able to do. And they also would find understanding for the earth, you know, which is going to change everything else, right? So a lot of it just that to me just understanding, you know, it's all about understanding.
Yeah, it's all about the mindset, you know. It's all about the brain and everything, you know. It's all about, oh yeah, people got their own opinions about things, you know. People are biased. It's all about the brain and the mindset. If you got a growth mindset, then you're gonna want to grow and everything. If you got a fixed mindset, then you that fixate on one thing, and then you're not gonna change.
Yeah, yeah. You have to set the you have to set the programs, right? You kind of have to. We get programming. I like to talk about that too a lot. Like we get programming when we were kids. Whatever we go through, that's our programming. But we can always program ourselves the way that we want to to be, right? You can go out to the store and buy a video game for the program that you want. If you want to shoot and kill and whatever, and that's your
Grand
program that you would like to
Theft
purchase,
Auto.
you can purchase that. If you want to purchase, you know, some kind of, I don't know, some mystery or whatever game, you can purchase that. If you want to purchase some like, you know, we that's the only thing. That's the other thing. If I could say there was another thing I would want, if it's I'm like saying if we have video games, could we have like ones where people are just like freaking doing awesome stuff, like just like being successful and having healthy relationships? Is that like a game that we can like create so people can start to see themselves in a positive, like in a healthy way, where it's like, oh wow, your life is great. Let's have like a light. Your life is great video game. That would be a wonderful game, don't you think?
Yeah, I think it would too. You know.
Because then people, because you know, you have all the video games with like the violence and stuff, and then you see people being violent, you know, and
Yep.
doing the things in the video game,
I used
right? So we need a positive video game.
I used to play that Grand Theft Auto game. I used to take them out the car, you know, go on a mission, you know, like get out my car, guy, get out of here. This is my
Oh
car, and I
yeah, I
run out with
played.
the keys and just run, you know.
Yeah, I played that game too. I played that game as well. I was hanging out with my one of my best friends was a boy, so I was always hanging out with like him and his friends. So it was always like I was like the only girl with like two or three boys or something. So I was always playing like video games and like playing like the car games and stuff. So I
Okay.
remember that. Hmm.
Yep. So she Miranda's about to she about to perform one of her songs called Only Love, and so let's
You
go to
wanted
it right now.
you wanted to show the video, I think, right?
Yeah.
The video.
Miranda's
We're
gonna
gonna see
yeah.
the music video because I just had
Yes.
actually just had a music video out, and I posted this video out February 13th, or sorry, February 14th on Valentine's Day. And yeah, it's the video. I just kind of was like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna just finish this song. I started doing the song. It was very spontaneous, and then I just was like, okay, here we go. We're just gonna finish it. So yeah, so we're gonna play through my song.
Yep.
All right, here we go. What are you doing here, silly? You're an hour late. I told you to stop smoking that carrot grass. Come on, get your butt over here. One, two, three. connection, tuition, the distance didn't exist. So just give us a difference between the explicit and parboiled existence. Feeling resistance, I wish it was different. My intuition got a rendition of truth that got my clueless heart from used up to bruised, too confused and hot-hearted, deep-hearted. It started to get dark in these parts, throwing the darts at the wall with my name, finding myself while going insane, growing the pains as I fly all the planes. My rains fall in a call from your dreams. It seems we were each other's beams, attached at the seams, yet so far away. But my soul stays so close to yours, forever, forever. There's never a pleasure that's better than being together. Life, I know that you come back home to me. I know that you always, always be. I know that you be my only life. Now that I see it's always meant to be. I was lost, but now I finally see. I know that you be my only life. In between dreams, we're sewing the seams. A secret affair, but we couldn't care. The souls are aligned, the timing's divine. I don't want your time, I know all the signs. You're the one that's keeping me up too late. I tried to run out, but now I see it's fate. We're soulmates, twin souls, gold rings. We hold the fifth dimension, suspending. We're sending the blessings, never ending. All depends on when we stop pretending. It's so splendid. We're riding the end into perfect harmony. Follow me, trust and see. Life, I know that you come back home to me. I know that you always, always be. I know that you'll be my only life. Now that I see it's always meant to be. I was lost, but now I finally see. I know that you'll be my only life. La 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 la
Raven, that was I love the song Only Love. It's great.
Oh, wow, thanks.
You do a great job. You're a great singer. You do a fantastic job. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
So, I got one more question there. I'm gonna get you out on this. What
Okay.
made you pick this? Want to do a song called Only Love?
Well, it was kind of, for me, the songwriting process, the title is um, usually just has to do with, like, for me, the title is kind of like just a shorthand way of me being like, okay, usually it's my way of remembering the song. So it was less about like I want to write a song about an only love. It was more so like I just started singing the song, and it just came out that way. And I think the thing for me about it was, it's not really about a particular person more so. It's more about a concept of really loving yourself. And it wasn't until I really went through doing the music video too that I realized that that was kind of what I was really meaning when I said only love. It wasn't really about a person, but you could find a person who is um, basically a version of you. Which when you fall in love with your literally fall in love with a person who is you, that's you loving yourself in the highest on the highest in the highest way, if that makes sense. So it's kind of like really the only, and it's also this is it's like falling in love with yourself yourself as a child. So it's like the little person that you were, right? Has to has to love the person that you are now, and vice versa. The person that you are now has to love, because the little person that you were when you were little, that is who you are. That's you. So you have to connect with that. But sometimes what happens is the things that happen when we're little, or whoever we are or whatever, gets lost, and we try to be, oh well, I'm an adult and I can't be, I can't be silly, or I can't be this, or I can't be that, because I'm an adult and I have to be very serious, and oh, life can't be fun anymore. Things like that. People start to have those feelings as they get older. But for me personally, I've been kind of trying to resist that and really embrace, right? Like embrace that part of me, the silly part, the part that it doesn't
I
care,
like
right? That
that.
people
Yeah,
hate,
yeah.
you know? And so that's, again, that's the other thing that this song is about, is really finding that love for yourself, really finding that, in another person, right? And when you love yourself, you can love other people. And so, and you want to be on a level. For me personally, I like the idea of having somebody that's on that level with me, on a higher level of love. So that's what this song is kind of about.
Well, I appreciate. I thank you for coming on today. You my friend, and you do a great job. And maybe maybe I might have you back to put out one of your other singer songs that you do.
Yeah, yeah. I actually, I'm looking forward to releasing a song pretty soon here, hopefully in the next month or so. So I'll be having some songs coming up pretty soon. So yeah,
Yeah,
sounds
but
great.
but what a great show today, guys. Hopefully y'all enjoyed my show today, the Dion Davis show. It was great to have Marin on, and hopefully y'all as excited as I was today. And that'd be the end of the show for today.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me on, Dion. I really, really appreciate it. And yeah, it was great. Thanks again.
You are welcome.